What is up, YouTube? Oh my gracious, man! I don't even know what to say. I'm scared on this one right here. Erika Kirk confronted about Candace Owens' claims. Her reaction is stunning. Man, y'all hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. We're just gonna get into this video right here, man. I'm still learning about this whole situation. It's just this whole Charlie Kirk thing, man, got too many curves on it. It's the worst roller coaster, man.
All right, Jesse on Fire, welcome back. So
this is my man. When
there's just like an itch you can't scratch. There's something there, and I can't figure out what it is.
That's me.
We're going to talk about some of that stuff today, and I'm not even going to preview what it is because we have plenty to talk about before we get into that weird stuff. Because both Erika Kirk addressed Candace Owens in this is literally the exact this is all everybody's saying is like Erika Kirk speaks directly to Candace Owens. Okay, she's talking to Candace Owens right here. Candace Owens. Okay, and so we are going to take a look at exactly what she said because she was asked about the conspiracy theories surrounding Charlie Kirk's assassination, and she had some thoughts on it. And so we're going to look at exactly what she had to say, either to Candace or anyone else who has been entertaining conspiracy theories. And then we're also going to be looking at some stuff that Candace said, very, very interesting, that I wanted to talk about. And then I'm going to tell you my biggest conspiracy theory that I can't shake it, man. I can't shake it. I can't shake it off. It's not one that we've talked about very much on this channel either, but I can't shake it off, man. The color on my video looks kind of weird, or is it just because I look so tan? I don't know. I can't make heads or tails of it. You guys are just gonna have to deal with it if it looks weird to you too. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do here, and we're gonna start with Erika Kirk, and then we're gonna look at Candace, because Candace also had Erika Kirk in her video yesterday. Okay, so go ahead, if you don't mind, and subscribe to the channel, and everybody just like this video, please, because that way, button. I don't know, that would just be very helpful. Also, well, that stream will be over actually. In 3 hours, I'm going to be streaming with Valhalla VFT, JD DeLay, Ian Carroll, and Dubs, and Heavy Duty Country just dropped out because he's a busy man. But we will all be streaming at 5 p.m. 5 p.m. Central every Thursday. So you guys have that to look forward to, and this video will not be up by then. So it doesn't matter. If you didn't watch it, you can go back and watch it. I can see your face now. Jesse, I don't watch things that say they're 3.5 hours long. Okay, you don't have to. Just click on the stream if you guys don't see it live and just watch the first 10 minutes. And if you don't like it, then turn it off. But think about how exciting it'll be if it's good. You'll have 3.5 hours of us talking. It'll be hilarious. If you've never watched the stream, you'll love it. All right, so let's watch this thing right now, and we're going to talk about Erika Kirk's reaction here, and then we're going to look at what Candace said.
Okay.
Swirling around about Charlie's assassination.
Right.
How does that make you feel?
When everything happened, my phone died. It became a black hole. I just didn't turn it on for weeks on end. I've intentionally insulated myself because I need to guard my heart.
Dang.
And I need to be there for my kids.
Amen.
I need to be there for Turning Point. And what I've realized through all of this is that everyone grieves differently. Everyone is trying to figure out, and I don't blame them, how does this happen? How does somebody become so radicalized where they can justify this in their own head? We just lost one of the greatest voices of our generation. Why? How? What's behind it? Like, everyone's trying to process this. And I respect that. But where my heart is just asking for some grace is for the ones who were there that day. They have to relive that every single day. He didn't die in a car accident. He didn't die from cancer. He was assassinated. And the difference between this and previous assassinations in this country, there was no social media. There was no AI. I can tell you how many fake images are out there of all of this. And again, my only request is that just please pray and consider and think about whatever you put online, because it's going to impact his kids in the future. I don't want my kids to go on the internet one day when they're older and see things that it's just, we're all trying to process this in their own way, and I appreciate that. But just some grace would be nice.
So that was a little bit non-specific. The question was about conspiracy theories, and she said she wants some grace because think about what her kids are going to see in the future. Now, listen, don't get me wrong, okay? I have kids. I am not minimizing that concern of hers at all because it is a very, obvious one for any parent. The thing about it is, okay? Well, actually, let me talk about Candace first. So she obviously very, very much intentionally is not going at Candace, even when they ask her a direct question that is meant to incite her talking about Candace, right? Like, she doesn't talk about it. She talks about Grace. She talks about her kids. She talks about the internet. She talks about whatever. Doesn't talk about Candace. Everyone knows that's what she's being asked, right? So I think that's notable, certainly. Here's the other thing, though, right? Again, everyone has said this, and everybody is right, that people grieve differently. You can't judge a person for how they grieve. This appearance very clearly is meant to be like, look, we need you somber for this one. This is the one where you show the world your human side and how broken up you are about Charlie's passing. Clearly, okay? She did a better job than normal of, I don't know, whatever her impression of a human is, right? I'm not trying to be nasty at all. I'm really not. But everyone can see that there is something weird going on here, right? Right? Like, am I the only one that sees it? I mean, I'm not talking there's something weird here. And I'm not just talking about the fact that you still haven't liked this video or subscribed to my channel and rung the bell. That's weird. But you can solve that yourself right now. This is not how I would anticipate any person whose husband and father of your 2 young kids to behave. Like, you can act sad, but no one can hide the kind of genuine sadness that a person feels when they lose someone like that. Okay. Now I wanted to show you this. Okay. So this says, there's something off. Liberal conspiracy theorists now saying Erika Kirk grieving is very fishy. I want to hear her out because I agree with this.
There's something very, very fishy. There's something that just ain't right. Because I'm watching these videos. And when you watch it through the lens of this is a show, this is a movie, it looks like a movie. Because it doesn't look like real life. Because just, if you're following Erika Kirk on social media and you watched her videos and you've ever experienced loss, and you can't judge anyone the way they grieve, but something's off. There's something very, very...
Do you guys agree with that?
Yeah.
I'm not saying, I'm not attacking Eric. I'm not attacking anyone, because where I'm going with this is somewhere I have not gone before. And I am certainly not saying that I would sign off on what I am going to say here. But we need to look at what Candace talked about and take just because there are other players involved in this story that are around the theory that I am going to propose to you guys, which is admittedly very outlandish, but I am forced to entertain this at this point. Forced to. Okay. So take a look at this real quick. This is Candace talking about the McCoy succession plan from yesterday's stream. Okay.
But it's always the small details that help to paint the broader and bigger picture, right? Elle Woods in the movie Legally Blonde, she was absolutely correct when she said that people who work out have endorphins and happy people don't kill their husbands. Anyway, the thing that I realized is that Mikey McCoy, the chief of staff of Turning Point USA, Mikey McCoy, for whatever reason, he always requires an adjective Whenever they discuss Mikey McCoy, there's an adjective before they say his name. A bunch of people in the Turning Point USA orbit described Mikey McCoy in this very unique manner. I want you to take a listen to that.
But let me tell you who the heroes were in this whole thing. We're going to start with 23-year-old Mikey McCoy. And that's when the great...
First of all, just real quick for later, that interview that he did right there was, if I remember correctly, definitely within 4 days, and I think within 2 days of this whole thing happening. Right? So this is not like this, that was quick when he did that. He did that interview right there.
Mikey McCoy showed up.
And my husband's chief of staff, the amazing Mikey McCoy.
My friend Mikey McCoy, the brilliant 24-year-old who at the time when Charlie was shot was 23 and was a hero that day.
I used to be known as Charlie Kirk's pastor, now I'm known as Mikey McCoy's dad.
He clicked into gear eventually.
He did.
It was amazing.
Mikey was a heroic figure on that day.
Amazing, heroic. He was brilliant. It stood out to me.
You guys realize Mikey McCoy is the kid who was right next to Charlie, and when Charlie got shot, got on his phone or was on his phone already, and then just walked away calmly. Okay? And I will keep on coming back to this point.
Wow.
Because in every regard where I'm evaluating a person, all I'm doing is just comparing them to the baseline response that people should have. Erika Kirk, the grieving thing, she gets some leeway, but someone shooting, I keep coming back to this dude, Hunter Kozak. Okay, that's weird. Your behavior is weird. You know, maybe you're just a weird guy and you're not afraid for some reason. But again, like a person calmly walking away on the phone, that's weird, man. It's not normal. Like, and I know what I would do, because if someone started shooting and someone shot someone right in front of me, I would wig out. I mean, not wig out. I generally stay pretty calm in those situations, but I'm talking calm like this, like, okay, what do we need to do? Not so calm that it doesn't make sense, right?
Really?
And the camera guy, also another TPUSA, runs back there, gets to an elevated position so that he can capture the team carrying Charlie from where he was into the back of the car, right? Like, that's weird. Very, very bizarre.
Because it's only Mikey that they moved to do it for. And objectively speaking, okay, I don't care what your experience in life is, I would not move to insist that someone was quote unquote heroic for walking away from their friend after he was shot. Okay, that wouldn't be the adjective that came to my mind, heroic. I also don't feel the need ever to qualify any of my friends with an adjective. Think about how strange it would be if on this show, every time I cover Tucker Carlson, I was like, the spectacular Tucker Carlson, the breathtaking Tucker Carlson is under attack in this moment. You'd be like, why are you doing that? Why do I feel like you're trying to program me? This only made me more interested in Mikey and the McCoy story. And I want to be super clear here.
I like that word she just used. Why are you trying to program me? The amazing Uncle Mike, the spectacular Uncle Mike has a YouTube channel. He is, huh? Why are you calling him that? Yeah, you're right, man. The clown Uncle Mike. There you go. Then. Oh, great. Spill my... I got the top on it. See how much of a clown I am? Yeah. Oh, my God.
Attack in this moment. You'd be like, why are you doing that?
Why are you
Why
doing
do I feel
that?
like you're trying to program me? This only made me more interested in Mikey and the McCoy story. And I want to be super clear here. No innuendo. I know that Mikey McCoy did not kill Charlie Kirk. We watch him in those moments. But it's also becoming pretty apparent to me that the stage was being set for Mikey to become the new Charlie. In fact, on stage at the memorial event for Charlie and elsewhere, they were trying to prime the public for that plausibility, almost like it was this psychological operation, nod to Rob McCoy and his family lineage, to see Mikey as capable of filling Charlie's shoes. Take a listen.
Let me tell you something about Mikey. Mikey's been with Charlie for several years. He's 23 years old. He is wise beyond his years.
He's 23 years old. He's a baby.
Facts. That's
okay,
facts.
Again, this is all weird too, dude.
And when that tragedy struck, Mikey was an absolute hero who kept everybody calm, and did some of the most mundane things you would think you would need to do on the worst day of his life. And he continues to be a rock. He's been following Jesus for a long time. I'm hoping that Mikey one day will follow in Charlie's footsteps right to the college campus.
Okay, let me just ask you guys this, okay? And again, I know I have not even moderately alluded to where I'm actually going to go with this, but like, Charlie gets shot. Mike McCoy walks to the back on the phone, talking to somebody, right? Or gets on the phone, talking to somebody, not 911. Charlie is then taken by the security guys who are sitting on, over top of Charlie, smiling and behaving extraordinarily weird. And then they carry Charlie from the position he's in to a waiting SUV where he is taken wherever. Okay. So at that point, he's already deceased. I mean, for all like almost certainly, already deceased if what we saw is, was real. Right. So what could Mikey McCoy have done that would be considered heroic? Like, I'm serious. Like, I'm honestly asking, like, someone provide me with some kind of explanation of what he could have done if Charlie, to all spectators, appeared to be killed instantly. Okay. Like, if you guys remember, I started live streaming immediately after the news that Charlie had been shot came out, before anyone had any idea what actually happened. As far as I knew, he was alive. I had no idea. So I was live streaming when someone texted me the video, and the video I saw was the one from the side that was the like the angle that's like disappeared, where very graphic. That's the one I saw, and I shrieked on. I mean, it's on stream, and I could barely even talk. I was like, because I knew he was dead for sure, right? So he's dead. For our thought exercise here, you got his body into the car, which you're going to take it to a hospital. He has to get declared anyway. What is there left to do exactly, aside from maybe call Erika? I mean, obviously that's a really tough job, but the heroic Mike, I don't understand. So is it just that they're like, we need to think about TPUSA, who's going to be next? And it's like, well, maybe Mikey McCoy, but he's not quite ready yet. So let's just make sure we prop him up. Maybe that's all it is. But here's the thing. Now I'm just going to tell you what, I have to empty my brain because I can't shake this off, dude. I want to shake it off because I know how ludicrous it sounds, but I just can't.
Facts.
So I told you guys the other day, someone who's certainly better at making money than me and probably much smarter in basically every category, he told me he thought that Charlie was still alive and this whole thing was fake. And I can't possibly explain how dismissive I was of this idea. I was like, yeah, but he's not. And he's like, yeah, no, but just take a look. I'm like, yeah, but he's not. Like, this is flat earth, bud. Like, he's not alive. He's dead. I watched the video. I watched that video. I was sent an original video, which I verified with professionals was the video that was taken with a cell phone. It was not doctored in any way. And that was the one from the side that I showed you, which got my most successful video, or was on the way to be the most 18 plus, and it got crushed because I included it, whatever. And to me, it looked like, he seized in the way that a person who had a serious, spinal injury would. And I said, you can't fake that, man. Like, you can't be fake, can't do whatever. And what he kept coming back to is he was like, it's the only thing that explains all of their behavior. He's like, it's the only thing that can possibly explain all of this behavior between Erika, TPUSA, Mike McCoy, all the stuff. It's like the security guys that are on top of Charlie that are just smiling and acting normal. They don't have blood all over their hands. There's all these things that just don't even make sense. And it's like, well, it makes sense if it's not real. If they were faking it, right? And if you look at the shirt, how the shirt kind of expanded, this would be in line with, prosthetics and whatever. And I can't tell. I'm like, get out of here. With an attached video, which I definitely can't show because it's very graphic, showing how these prosthetics work. And it does very much look exactly like what I saw. And it would explain why the shirt, whatever. And again, I'm like, this is flat earth, but I can't shake it. Because I can't explain any of this stuff. I can't explain why Lance twigs has disappeared. Like, listen, at the same time, I'm doing this deep investigation to all the people around Lance, Tyler, making connections. I have a crazy development to tell you guys in a separate video. Crazy. So I'm not saying that Charlie's alive. I'm just saying he's not wrong that would actually explain all of this stuff. In addition to the fact that when Candace showed the text messages from Charlie where, he predicted that he would not be able to finish his own mission and that she would be the Dark Knight that would take it, over the mountain, and she would be his David.
Damn.
And I found that extremely moving. I still do. And I thought about it again, and I was like, okay, but was he foretelling his own death, or was he foretelling that he has this long-term plan and recognizes what he could be in the overall movement, but it requires him to be killed or something, or like that is a requirement for how he sees this vision playing out, in which case he could orchestrate it himself and then just, go live in I don't know, get serious reconstructive surgery, whatever, can live underground for the rest of his. I have no idea. But I'm not actually saying that he's alive. I'm just saying that this whole thing is so weird. Everyone's behavior is so weird. It doesn't line up with any theory. There's no theory that lines up here. Okay? None. There's no explaining all of this. Like, there's no world where if you're going to commit this gigantic, super high profile murder that you're going to bring in 100, conspirators. Like, it's just, I can't make it make sense in any direction. Because if these guys were operating in duress, like, let's say that someone was like, if you guys talk about what you know, we're going to kill you and everyone you know, I would be able to pick up on that, dude. Because that's a different energy than I am just devoid of all emotion and I'm playing a part in a movie, which is what it looks like. And to reiterate, I am not saying Charlie's alive at all. If someone was like, what's your bet on that being what's going on? I would say 5% max. 5% maximum. And I mean that. Like, I'm just telling you what's in my brain. 5% maximum. But it ain't 0 and it ain't 2% anymore either. Because everything that I see from these guys, it just keeps on getting more bizarre. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. It's very weird. Very, very weird. And that is probably enough for today. So now you guys can just tell me how I'm insane, because that's exactly what I thought when I heard him say it. And I'm not saying that that's what's going on. It's just, I have to call out how bizarre everyone's behavior is. Bizarre enough that I'm entertaining flat Earth, basically. Okay, I'm not actually. Flat Earth is nonsense. Okay, Flat Earth is absolute nonsense. There is no wiggle room on that. I know that that's nonsense. We've discussed this. But the moon landing's fake. Psyops work. Psyops happen.
Damn.
It would explain Cash's behavior, JD, everybody's. But yeah, I don't know. I'm embarrassed. But I said what I said.
Damn, Jan, that's crazy. Man, I don't do death too well, period, man. So y'all gotta forgive me, man. I think Charlie, it's funny. It's the thing about it is I seen him speak. I'm scrolling on Facebook, seen him speak. Like, well, whatever. Going to other people. Then I seen him a couple of more times. Then I started listening to him like maybe for 2 days. And then I was like, this dude is pretty cool. I would love to go to one of these colleges to see him speak. So now I'm stopping every time. All this is in one day now. And then the very next day, he's gone. That's when it happened. The very next day, I had made up my mind. I said, you know what? This is something I wouldn't mind doing. I wouldn't mind flying to whatever state he's speaking at. And I wanted to go to, I didn't know he was that big. I did not know that this guy was that big. And he's gone. Only thing I knew is I wanted to see him speak. That's the only thing I know. I'm going to get on up out of here and go get me something to eat, man. Y'all take it light, take it slow. Tell him Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out.